So I've always been a super shy kid in like preschool, high school, but since coming to Berkeley through course presentations, through club stuff, I've started to open up a little bit. Like I like giving presentations, I like getting people excited. So Berkeley's kind of changed my life, and now I know kind of what I want to do.
Me and my friends were going to go up to the Big C, we're going to hike up there, and we decided to watch the sunset up there. And we kind of got lost. And somehow found our way to the LBL whale, and we watched the sunset on that, so that was pretty cool.
Basically, I showed up in the airport my first day with 4 suitcases, no idea what to do, no idea where to go, and I was just flipping out. But then from there, I actually got onto the train to San Francisco, the wrong train. But 2 juniors from Cal actually stepped in and pulled me off, and they're like, "What are you doing, man?" They basically helped me get to Cal, but they helped me carry my suitcases off, and they basically helped me settle and everything. And I came here with no connections or friends, I didn't know anybody, but within a week I had like a very tight family. I got along with my friends, my roommates, my floor mates, and now I'm in BMES, so Cal is a really cool place to be.
I think one of the things that's most affected me about Berkeley is the caliber of students here. In high school I thought I was smart, and then I came to Berkeley and I realized I'm not that smart. I'm so excited to see where everybody's going to go in the next 10 or 20 years. I think there's so many friends of mine that could be CEOs, that could be presidents of companies, that could be congressmen, senators. Everybody has so much potential here, and I'm really excited to see where everybody's going to go in the next 10 years.
I knew that Cal would always be part of my identity. When I was there at the Oregon game in fall of 2010, when we were behind by 3 points, everyone in the stadium was on edge, myself included, and the kickoff was missed. Everyone in the stadium, it was heartbreaking. It was depressing, but we all suffered together, and I knew that I was a part of that. I knew that I was a Cal student, and from that point forward, it was very obvious that in my heart, Cal would be with me forever.
When I first arrived at UC Berkeley, I was overwhelmed by the entire university experience. The sizes of the classes, the hundreds of different activities and groups, everything. I was so worried about adjusting to college and fitting in that I almost did the exact opposite and just buried my nose in the book. Fortunately for me, I had a really close group of friends, and they brought me out of my shell, and I went skiing for the first time. I got lost when I was hiking. I ran around SF in this crazy scavenger hunt. I learned that college wasn't only about studying or grades or your GPA, but most importantly about the experiences you make and the friends you gain.
One time, me and my friends just finished shopping at Trader Joe's down on College Avenue, and we were walking down College to go to EC's. We saw Terry Johnson waiting to get a Zachary's Pizza, and I offered him some of the Cracker Jacks I just bought, and he said no. It was simultaneously the biggest letdown of my life and the greatest day of my life.
So this past summer I was at MIT for a research internship, and this was a really great experience for me. First of all, it was really crazy. I was on the East Coast and I've never been that far away from my family or friends for so long, so that in itself was a big challenge for me. And the other thing was the way the program worked. We got to pick our project at the beginning, and I decided to challenge myself, and I went into a field that I never had any experience with before, so that was really tough, but ultimately I was able to work with everyone and come up with something that I was proud of. We got results done, I was able to make a contribution to the project, and on top of that I made a bunch of new friends. I got to know a new city, and it was a bunch of memories that I'll never forget.
Every few years I go visit my family in India, and it's good to see my extended family because I don't see them too often, but something that really strikes me when I go there is how different the culture is there, how a lot of people there don't really have as much as we do, and it's really striking to see the poverty there. And that's kind of had a big effect on me and how I keep things in perspective here.
So I think one of the most insightful experiences I've had at Berkeley was 2 years ago during summer. I went to Ecuador with a medical brigade here on campus, and we were basically running a clinic there, and there's a lot of kids that needed help, and there's a lot of families that didn't have medical attention. I think one of the things that really struck me was that I was talking to one of the adults there, and I asked them, why don't you guys go out to the cities and get health care? And he said that it was easier to actually have a new kid rather than treat the existing ones.
And I think that really struck me.
So for BEAM, I go to LeCon Elementary School, and there's this one little girl named Isabel, and she's the sweetest girl ever. She knows all the answers to my questions, and she always raises her hand, and she's always really curious about everything. And whenever the other kids are a little bit rowdy or a little bit rude, she always tries to help me out, and she just makes me feel really good.
So one of the biggest things that molded my experience here at Cal was basically my suite in Foothill, my hall. And the first night I met my entire hall and we clicked. And I got to know all of them within the first week, and we became like a family. And anytime we meet a new person, we bring them back to our suite and say, hey, get to meet my family. And it seriously made such an impact on my experience here.
The highlight of my Berkeley journey so far is actually attending the ISA concert, and it was my first concert and one of the best moments of my life. I got to meet all these amazing YouTube stars, but the best part of the weekend was actually when I actually got to meet Ryan Higa, and he hugged me. And that was the best thing ever. I went crazy for a week, and I love BMES.
So when I first moved to Berkeley, I was actually really scared because I didn't know anyone on my floor except for my roommate. But as the year went on, my RA organized a lot of cool activities, and we got to go and hang out with each other, become really close, and I really felt like I had a friend group and connection to Berkeley at the end of the year, and now I actually live with some of my floormates from last year. My name is Vikram Ramakrishnan. My name is Kevin Lin.
My name is Anna Go.
I'm your big sit.
Brad McRae.
Jennifer Nee.
My name is Sunny Kung, and this is my story.
My name's Connor Landgraf, and this is my story.
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 What's yours?